Pixel 7 should really be called the Pixel 6S. So Google just launched their Google Pixel 7 and Google Pixel 7 Pro, and I wanted to just go ahead and give you guys some of what my reaction was to this launch. Now, the theme for this entire Made by Google event was integrating smarter tech accessories into your life, and for there to be a more seamless experience for the way that these devices interface with your life and providing a more helpful experience. Now, in my time using the Google Pixel 6 and Google Pixel 6a, even here in Vietnam, I can tell you that these quality of life features and these kind of changes to the way that you interact with your device definitely do make a tangible difference. For you guys that are new to my channel, I use an S21 Plus side by side with my Google Pixel 6 and Google Pixel 6a, and I can tell you that I fundamentally use my Samsung device differently. And that's just kind of how it is. And it's something that I didn't really know was gonna make that big of a difference, but living here in Vietnam, needing things like having that instant on-device translation make my life a lot better. Now, through this whole presentation, what Google was stressing with this really helpful, really intuitive software was that they were making custom hardware for this software to make that helpful experience better, more seamless, faster, and just ultimately more reliable and intuitive. Google was also really quick to talk about how they've been adding these features for like years now with things like crash detection, night sight, and always on display, and they kind of specifically poked at Apple, which maybe wasn't the smartest thing to do. Now, moving on to the announcement of the Google Pixel 7 and Google Pixel 7 Pro. The first thing that immediately caught my eye with the Google Pixel 7 is that at the base, kind of most user noticeable thing, the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro are gonna have a 25% increase in screen brightness. And as someone that uses a Pixel 6 and Pixel 6a, that extra screen brightness is going to be awesome. And I think that having a slightly brighter screen, 25% increase in screen brightness would bring this around 900 to 1000 nits at 90 Hertz. I think that is an awesome display combination, especially with how Google has tuned their animations. And I've got a video coming up for you guys using a 60 Hertz, a 90 Hertz, and 120 Hertz phone side by side every day for a week, and subscribe for that video because my findings for it, especially using Pixel devices, were interesting. Now, while the Google Pixel 7 seems to be powered by the same combination of ultra-wide and normal cameras as the Google Pixel 6, it's going to be getting an upgraded front-facing camera. And it seems like on the Google Pixel 7 Pro, we're gonna be getting face unlock, or face unlock possibly combined with fingerprint unlock. This was kind of unclear with how Google is going to be implementing face unlock, but it's needless to say that a lot of people with the Google Pixel 6 wish that the Pixel 6 had face unlock, and it seemed like it's going to be a hardware limitation and only coming to the Pixel 7. Talking about the cameras, the ultra-wide and the main camera of the Google Pixel 7 are going to be identical to that of the Google Pixel 6. And in my opinion, if you are a Google Pixel 6 owner, there's absolutely no reason for this upgrade. Now, the Google Pixel 7 Pro, on the other hand, is really differentiating itself from the Google Pixel 6 Pro as well as the Google Pixel 7. The Pixel 7 Pro is going to be getting a new ultra-wide camera with autofocus that's going to allow you to go ahead and use that ultra-wide camera on the Pixel 7 Pro as a macro camera, just like the way the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max use their ultra-wide cameras as a macro camera, which is really, really cool. And along with some of this hardware, there's also some software stuff that's unclear whether or not Google is going to be bringing this to the Google Pixel 6 or not. Some of these computational differences were their new version of Super Res Zoom, talking about how they are demosaicing stuff, and talking about like their overall image signal pipeline, and it's not sure whether or not this is actually going to be coming to the Google Pixel 6 or what kind of camera improvements we can see on the Google Pixel 6. I would hope that we see some of that stuff coming to the Google Pixel 6 because the hardware and the actual architecture of Google Tensor G2 versus Google Tensor G1 is the same. Tensor G2 just has a different GPU and a different AI engine, so I would hope that we can get some of these camera improvements. Google was also really quick to talk about how they are doing more to make the cameras inclusive. Last year, I thought the way they presented real tone, talking about like skin processing, was kind of cringe in the presentation. The actual feature itself is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I have an Asian wife. Asian skin is notoriously hard to photograph, and the way the Pixel 6 processes color makes Asian skin tones come out absolutely phenomenal. And if you have darker skin tones, I actually did a whole video and I photographed my friend from Ghana, and I used my Samsung Galaxy S20 FE and my Google Pixel 6, and the difference on her really dark skin was absolutely insane. And while I thought that the presentation of this feature was a little bit cringe last year, I think that this year the presentation of it was great. And if you haven't watched that video, or if you haven't tried a Google Pixel device with people with darker colored skin, I would highly suggest it because you really see the difference in the way the skin tones are processed when you hold them side by side. Now, Google added some other software features in their newest camera. They added a new guided selfie experience for blind phone users. And while this is awesome, I'm not sure how many people watching this video would benefit from camera features for blind people, primarily because you're watching this video. Now, puns and jokes aside, we knew from renders and leaks that the Google Pixel 7 would have a very similar SoC to that of the Google Pixel 6, with some changes to the GPU and the image signal processing. Google is claiming a 2x speed advantage for processing photos, including denoising and doing computational photography for low light images, which, if true, would really improve the overall camera experience. Because if you take a lot of photos in quick succession on the Google Pixel 6 or Google Pixel 6a, you can sometimes run into a little bit of lag as it's processing those photos before they kind of snap to what the Google processed image look you would come to expect would be. And although I've never really ran into issues when capturing photos, normally just because of the way I take them, a faster image capturing process is something that I can get behind, and I'm all for. Talking about some other software features on the Google Pixel 7, they're going to be having a new unblur, not only on photos that you took on Google Pixel, but on your other old phones, which, as long as your photos are uploaded to Google Photos, you'll be able to access these features, but only able to access them on a Google Pixel 7. I wish Google would bring this to the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6a. I think they should. It would give people more reason to pay for Google Photos. Now, Google is also introducing this new thing called cinematic blur on the Google Pixel 7 and the Google Pixel 7 Pro, which is essentially a glorified portrait mode or portrait mode video. It's a way to kind of fake a shallow depth of field without having it. iPhone introduced it either last year or the year before, and Xiaomi has had it for a while, to be honest. The more impressive thing that Google did bring out was 10-bit HDR video, which literally the difference between 10-bit and 8-bit is like something close to like 1 billion colors on 10-bit, while as 8-bit is like 16 million colors. It's actually a huge world of difference. Now, Google also introduced a new and better, more improved active mode for video on the Google Pixel 7 and Google Pixel 7 Pro. We already have active mode on the Google Pixel 6 and Google Pixel 6 Pro. So I don't know if this is Google kind of rebranding it or if there's gonna be actual market improvements. They're gonna bring speech enhancement at 4K 60, which is something that the Google Pixel 6 has, but that's limited to 1080 video only, and the Pixel 6a doesn't have it. I wish the Google Pixel 6a did have the voice enhancement stuff, but I understand that they have to strip some features out. Now the Google Pixel 7 is also going to be featuring a new version of their super res zoom mode. They went into like a lot of depth about how they demosaic it, run it through noise reduction software, then remosaic it, and that way you're able to get a more zoomed in image with less noise. This is still just kind of digital zoom. It doesn't replace optical zoom, but it's nice to see that digital zoom is getting an upgrade. Now, what do I think about the new Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro? The Pixel 7 should really be called the Pixel 6S, and the Pixel 7 is a much more kind of tangible difference than it was last year. Okay, so what do I think about the new Google Pixel 6 and So what do I think now about the new Google Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro? Well, first of all, the Google Pixel 7 should be renamed to the Google Pixel 6S because the Google Pixel 7 doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference from the Google Pixel 6. The cameras on the back are the same. The SoC architecture is the same with a couple of minor differences in regards to GPU, which will allow for things like faster photo processing. Now, last year, one of the biggest knocks against the Google Pixel 6 Pro is that the only difference was the screen and then the addition of another camera on the back, along with like slightly faster charging. Here, this year, the Google Pixel 7 Pro, it seems like it's going to be a much bigger difference. And for people looking for a much more premium flagship device, I actually think that the Google Pixel 7 Pro is going to be able to compete with a lot of the competition, and the fact that it does have that different ultra-wide camera and a different front-facing camera kind of do make it a bigger difference. Now, there's no word yet on whether or not we're gonna have any difference in charging, any difference in battery size, but kind of like I said, the Google Pixel 7 is a Google Pixel 6S, and the Google Pixel 7 Pro, that seems like the real kind of winner to get here. In my opinion, if you're looking at a Google Pixel 7, you could find a Google Pixel 6 used like $300 right now. It's a much better deal, and the experience is going to be basically the same. Now, let me know what you guys thought of this video, and let me know what you guys thought of this release. And until next time, it's been Mitchell. Peace. And for people looking for a much more premium flagship device, I actually think that the Google Pixel 7 Pro is going to be able to compete with a lot of the competition, and the fact that it does have that different ultra-wide camera and a different front-facing camera kind of do make it a bigger difference. Now, there's no word yet on whether or not we're gonna have any difference in charging, any difference in battery size, but kind of like I said, the Google Pixel 7 is a Google Pixel 6S, and the Google Pixel 7 Pro, that seems like the real kind of winner to get here. In my opinion, if you're looking at a Google Pixel 7, you could find a Google Pixel 6 used like $300 right now. It's a much better deal, and the experience is going to be basically the same. Now, let me know what you guys thought of this video, and let me know what you guys thought of this release. And until next time, it's been Mitchell. Peace.